Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. If you watched my last video, then you know that I recently removed this cup holder center console piece that I'm going to paint to get rid of this chrome bright silver look for a couple reasons. One, I don't like it. Two, I want to cut that glare, that reflection that you get from the sun. So we're going to take care of that today. What I did, I decided to paint it, and I went to Lowe's and I picked up a couple of different cans of spray paint that I think are going to match. So you don't truly know until you paint something and put it up against the rest of the trim, which, by the way, is what I'm trying to match. The rest of that pewter slash, I don't know, silver trim, whatever it is, that's inside the truck now. That's what I decided to go with. So rather than painting this right off the bat, or painting something else first and trying to see if it's a good match, I happen to have an old Honda emblem, which of course is made of the same material or has the same finish as what this does. So I'm going to paint both sides of this, one with one of the colors and the other side with the other, and then we're going to take it out in the truck and we're going to see which one matches the best, because I think that's probably the best way to do it. So the first thing that I'm going to do, which you should do when you paint any of this stuff, is just rough it up a little bit so that the paint stays on. The last thing you want to do is paint the thing and have it chip. So I'm going to use a very, very fine sandpaper and just run over this and this so that I get the same look, to make sure that the paint sticks well. So we're going to start there. Okay, we just got some 80 grit sandpaper. I know it's not the finest in the world, but we're going to use that. I'm going to do it gently. Again, I'm not trying to sand the finish off or anything. I just want to rough it up. So here we go. Okay, we've got number 1 and number 2 down there. Let me zoom you guys out a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and start with number 1, and I labeled the can number 1. And spray that side right here and see how it looks. That's number 1. I must say that that paint thing sucks. Here we go with number 2. All right, that's it. So now we're simply going to let it dry for a little bit. And then we're going to come back and go out into the truck, and I'm going to hold it up against the existing trim, if you will, and we're going to see if indeed it matches. All right, we're out here in the truck. This has dried a little bit, so I wanted to come out here and take a quick look. I can't say that I am overly satisfied with it, but it is close, and it is better than the chrome was, I think. And we're gonna go with one or the other. So, and like I said, if I don't like it, then I'll change it. But we have number 1 here on the left, and we're comparing it to this trim piece and the shifter right here. So we have number 1 on the left and number 2 on the right. And I'm thinking, in comparing it with the shifter, probably a little bit closer to number 1. I'm sorry, number 2 here. Same thing in comparing it with this surround here. Number 2 is a little bit closer. Now, the one thing this has in it is a little bit of speckly, metallic flake, I guess. And I did that because you guys, I think, can see there's metallic flake in the trim up here. So we're kind of trying to match up with that a little bit too. Kind of the best of both worlds. And you guys can see there, I think, I can get the sun on both of them a little. I think number 2 is the closest match. So we're going to go with number 2. So I'm going to head back in the garage, and we're going to paint that center trim ring. And of course, it's going to have to dry and all that stuff, which will be no time for you guys, but I'll have to let it dry and everything before I put it back in. So let's go paint. And again, the secret is thin coats. You can put a coat of this on every minute, I guess as many as you want, and then let it dry for, I'll let it dry overnight, but here we go. All right, we're gonna call that coat number 1. I'm gonna go ahead and do several more, and then we'll come back on once we're all done and you guys can see what this looks like. Okay, we've let it sit overnight. Everything's done, it's all painted. I'm gonna show you guys, and then we're gonna go reinstall it and see what it looks like inside the truck. So what we've got is right here. This is the finished product. It might still be a hair tacky, actually. I don't know, it's kind of hard to feel. But I think it's okay, and it doesn't get touched in the truck, so it should be all right. This is what it looks like. It came out really well, I think. From a color standpoint, it has the speckly paint in it. You guys can see there, probably a little bit more speckly than what is actually in the truck. But anyway, we're going to go inside and reinstall it. Okay, we're inside the truck. Now you're going to want to watch this closely because it's pretty complicated to reinstall. But just so you can see, it does have these little nubs on the back here. There are, what, 6 of them, 7 of them. And they just push down into the slots here, of course, around this, the cup holder. So, here we go. All right, that's it. That's how it works. Now, I can notice already that I'm not getting the big bright reflection that I get from chrome. You can see the chrome over here. And I'm not getting the sun reflecting up in my eyes, even at this point. So that's a good thing. Of course, you could do this in any color that you want. Doesn't have to be in this. Again, I was trying to match up with the trim work in the truck. So I think it's pretty close. You guys can see both there, I think. So we're comparing this to this. This does have the speckly metal flakes in it, I guess. And this does as well. So I think it's pretty close. Is it an exact match? No, I wouldn't say so. Now the other thing you could do, and this does have some speckly metallic kind of flakes in it as well, but not nearly as much, or at least it doesn't show up as much as does the trim around the radio and in other parts of the truck. So you could go with a flatter, less speckly paint, I suppose, if you're trying to match up with this area. But nonetheless, I think it looks pretty good. If I was going to change out the color of all the trim in the truck, then I would have painted this a different color and matched everything else. But pretty easy to get off, I think. It's a relatively simple mod. Removing the center console pieces is really not that difficult. You don't even need any tools. They just pull off. So anyway, that is my little cup holder trim mod. Thanks again for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before, and let me know what you think of this. Does it match? What do you think? We'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day.